Class is in session.
We are going to start today with our beginner's guide on role playing.
You're Blocked with Eden Middleman and Simona Catalano.
I think it's important to understand that role-playing doesn't have to be this big fucking ordeal in production. I think a lot of us think like, oh my God, role-playing like could never. Like wig, hair, makeup, accents.
Exactly.
Could never.
But that is a role-playing intermediate level. So we're bringing it back in and we're going to start at the basics. We always have to revert back to what do we know about ourselves and what is our comfort level? Where are our boundaries? And what are we willing to explore and what is off the table?
In order for you to hone in on role playing or things that you could pitch to your partner and talk to your partner about or even try, you have to figure out what your narrative is in the bedroom. Either a submissive narrative, a dominant narrative, a bit of both. Once you figure that out, then you can add sort of scenario basis to it, accessories to it, spice it up.
And you can dress it up and make it you.
And make it you. What we always say, and if you guys watch our videos, you already fucking know.
You already fucking know.
Communication.
Communication.
So once you figure out kind of what you vibe with, what you like, it's time to bring that up to your partner. It can be super light, airy, and chill.
It's easy, light, and chill.
Just be like, hey, listen, I've been really intrigued by this whole student-teacher role-playing situation. Would it be something that you'd be interested in?
And that would play into the dom and the sub. There are levels of trust and comfortability that you need in order to engage in the right capacity and play the role. We need to be comfortable with you in order to really build on that character and hone in on that narrative.
It would have to be with somebody who is not only a good sport, but understands your boundaries, which you would have to vocalize, understand how you would progress with this role playing. So increments.
Exactly. It needs to be a steady increase. Always make sure that there's somewhat of a balance. So if you are somebody that is new, but your partner has explored it before, I think it's important for the partner that has explored it to remember they are new here. They are new here. I have to guide them. I can't just take it from 0 to 100. We need to build our own pace and work up to this together.
I think it's important to get the fundamentals on lock. So that means that you both are able to have basic good sex together. You have that chemistry, you have that trusting connection. So you know that at the end of the day, if you try role playing, you can revert back to the basics and you both are comfortable. You know each other's body and you know each other's like vibe and narrative and whatever on the day to day when you have sex.
Exactly. If things get out of hand, for example, it's always good to know that things can go south. Are we using safe words? What is the word and how are we saying it in order to not necessarily kill the vibe? Because when we're like, oh my God, and we freak out, it definitely obviously kills the vibe. But there is a way you can be easy, light, and chill and just be like, baby, like relax, baby, relax. And also paying attention to their body. How does their body feel? Are they closed off? Are they cold? Or are they very relaxed and open with you?
And I think what's really important about the basics in the beginning of role playing is to understand there are different levels and different ways in which people view a specific role play. It gets lost in translation. So that's why it's super important. We're going to continue to emphasize increments. You give a little and you see how they react. If they react positively, then you continue, right?
Exactly.
And
that's
keep
always,
checking with each other.
That's always good to start with less because you can always build on less.
Yes.
If you start with everything, it's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. It's very scary and nerve-wracking. And also maintaining dialogue. This is why communication is important. Dialogue throughout sex is important. Asking questions, checking in, and making sure that consent is consistent throughout the entire experience.
Of utmost importance. And that's where dirty talking and actually being able to do that type of communication in a sexual, fun, comfortable, sexy way is important to hone in on and to understand too, because words of encouragement is the only words we want to hear in the bedroom, nothing negative.
Find something that is universal that you can make fun and sexy that still keeps that little vibe and flavor alive, but that also lets them know, hey, listen, this is too much for me and I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to tap out of the experience. I just want to go back to level 1.
Love that. It's always important to go back to basics. And I think going forward with role playing, it's always good to throw it in there from time to time, once in a blue moon to spice things up rather than to continue it throughout, because sometimes then we miss the fundamentals and the basics of sex, which is where your sexual chemistry thrives and began. It's always important to stay in tune with that and not to get lost, because with role playing
with each other.
Exactly. With role playing, sometimes you can build on characters, and if you're really into it, you lose that original connection between Johnny and Stacy, and that's ultimately where it's supposed to strive from.
Because when you take the character too seriously, then it creates that distance, right? And you still want to, like you said, have that connection of me and you just building and spicing, but bringing it back.
Biggest tip, stick to your narrative and play on your narrative, okay? Don't stress about costumes or accents or whatever at the beginning. Get comfortable with finding a narrative that you two are so secure and comfortable with, and you know the ins and outs of.
That it also works for you too. So if you're somebody, like we mentioned, who's dabbled with role playing with other partners, it's going to look different for you with your next partner.
So important.
It's always different. It's always new because the chemistry is never the same. If you're not at the intermediate level, that's fine because you're not somebody who's going to engage in role playing frequently.
Exactly.
This is something we do sporadically throughout the course of our relationship. That is just something fun. You're here to spice things up. It's a new experience. It's something to add. It's something to try. It's something to have fun with.
It's all about self-exploration for yourself with your partner and to build that bond. It is an experience. And this is the whole point in spicing up your sex life. It's not just to keep the other person more entertained. No. It's just about you and the relationship connection
Building
as
on
anything
connection.
else.
Exactly.
That's what it is. It's building that connection, building the comfortability. If you guys do put in the effort and like want to spice things up together willingly on both ends, it will make you guys stronger. Even if it isn't successful. Even if you're like, oh my God, this is so awkward. Can we stop? You know, brush it off.
Do you know how much comfortability you need with someone to have that? That's fucking amazing.
Exactly.
That is fucking amazing.
Exactly.
So that's a win in and of itself.
It's a win-win through and through, and that's why we highly encourage you guys to get to know yourself, to figure out what your narrative is, what your angle is, and then be able to communicate that with your partner, because even if you don't follow through with it, having that communication will show you so much about each other.
Yes.
And I think that that's super important for a relationship, a fling, a ting, a situation.
Anything.
Anything.
If you have communication at that level in that situation, that's so
Solid.
incredible and solid. Yes, that's an awesome foundation to build on and even to just get to experience with someone. Cheers to you, bitch.
Cheers to you, bitch.
Cheers to you.
Leave us all your little role-playing tips and tricks down below if there's something that you want to try, haven't tried, how you're communicating with your partner.
What's helped you?
What's helped you?
What hasn't worked for you?
I was just going to say, I would love to hear things going south, Loki.
Like let us know in the comments below. We're here to share, support, and just help each other in this like beautiful community that we've created.
Comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell
for the notifications.
Rate our podcast 5 stars. If you haven't listened to it, go ahead and do so. We just wrapped up season 1. Season 2 is coming.
Season 2 is en route. It is en route.
Links
I'm
all
so
in the bio.
excited.
I know, it's gonna be amazing.
It really is.
Oh my God. Links all in the bio, guys, and we'll see you back here so soon.
Bye.